Hey bro, I wanted to turn on the camera and talk to you a bit because I know you've probably been having some self-doubt. You've probably had some ideas that could quite literally change the world or change your community or change someone's life, but you haven't acted on them because some little voice in your mind said, I'm not special. I'm not the guy to do that. Somebody else will do that. I'm not the one. Now, let me tell you a little story based off of that. We all know Kobe Bryant, right? The Hall of Famer basketball player, the legendary icon. He's been compared to Michael Jordan, all that. But do you know how he started? When he was young, he didn't have a lot of talent. He wasn't the fastest on the court, he wasn't the strongest on the court, he wasn't the smartest on the court. Sure, he had some size, but that didn't really make a difference when he was younger. I'm sure you've heard of his famous Mamba mentality, the discipline and work ethic that goes into that mentality. But you don't know where it started. You see, one summer, Kobe was playing pickup every single day with all the people from his community, all the people from the surrounding neighborhoods. And guess what would happen in those games? He would get dominated. I'm talking they would score points on him, he wouldn't be able to defend, he'd fall, he'd get crossed, everything happened to him. And every other day he would come home crying to his mom and dad, complaining that he wasn't good enough, that he wasn't special. So that summer, Kobe had a decision to make. Young Kobe had to make the decision to either listen to his voice in the back of his head saying, you're not special, you're not going to achieve anything, just leave basketball, go on to another thing, or to train as hard as possible to complete his goals and be the best. Which one do you think he chose? When his opponents would put up 500 shots on the court, he would put up 1,000 shots. When his opponents would do 30 minutes of dribbling practice, he would do an hour and 30 minutes of dribbling practice. And this even extended into his career. When his opponents would do 2 exercises a day, 2 workouts a day, he would wake up at 4 a.m. and do 4 fucking workouts a day. All to beat the competition. When you saw him play on the court, you would think, oh wow, he's so talented. He's like the next Jordan. He was just born for this. But no, he wasn't. He put in the time, he put in the grueling hours, the sweat, the tears, the blood, the hard work. But he understood that he was special, and he could do it if he just put in the effort. So the next summer, young Kobe shows up to the court again to play some ball. He plays some pickup, and guess what happens? The same thing. He still gets dominated. He got a little bit better, but it didn't really make much of a difference. But that mindset had already been instilled in him. He wasn't stopping. And every summer he got better, and every summer he grew farther away from his competition, and then he started getting ranked nationally, and then he started getting recognized by scouts, and he made it all the way to the NBA. A little boy, he would get dominated on the court. Nobody thought he had a chance. Went on to become an amazing basketball player, compared to Jordan, the best player of all time. 5 championship rings, and drafted into the Hall of Fame when he retired. All because he knew that he was special. He didn't let himself or anybody convince him that he wasn't. He knew he could achieve whatever he wanted. Now I know you're thinking story doesn't relate to you because you're not Kobe. Kobe was special. And you're right. Kobe was special. But so are you. You need to treat yourself and life with this mindset. You are special. You can be the one to achieve anything you put your mind to. You need to stop telling yourself that somebody else is going to do it. That somebody else will take your spot. Because think about it, if everybody had this mindset, Da Vinci wouldn't have made the amazing pieces he made because people would constantly tell him that he was terrible at what he did. And nobody recognized him until years after he died. If everybody had this mindset, the first iPhone wouldn't have been created. Steve Jobs got a bunch of shit for thinking that he could fit an entire computer into a small thing like a phone. If he had listened to everybody and said, you're not special, why do you think you're going to achieve that? How do you think that's possible? If he had listened to everybody, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. Hell, the Declaration of Independence wouldn't even be made. If the 56 men that were threatened with death didn't think that they were the special ones to change the entire nation, you and me wouldn't have free speech right now. Modern society as we know it wouldn't exist. And this was all built by a select few of special people. And notice how I said select. And you're probably thinking, yeah, but I'm not one of those that got selected. Why? Why aren't you? What separates you from them? You're a human. You have a brain just like they do. It's perfectly functioning. The difference is your self-doubt. They overcame self-doubt. They overcame doubt from others. They didn't care. You need to be the same way. And others will criticize you, and it really doesn't matter, because how are you going to show a big idea to a small brain? So I hope that with this video, you finally realize how special you are. Now, we already know that you're special. The question is, what will you do with it? How will you make a special impact on the entire world? Don't waste this chance, because you only have one. Oh, by the way, look over there. Is my phone broken?